Hello, my name is Martin and this is 3D Printing Iceland. Today I'm gonna show you a few landscapes print I've been doing for the past week or so. I've been printing and testing out the best way to print landscape from my mapping software, and I found out the best way for me to do the prints. I've also been playing around coloring the prints and painting the prints to make them look more alive. So today I want to show you what I've been doing, and I also printed out this guy here. This is a golden paint job with a scan of myself, so I got this for my channel. I also printed another one that my son has in his room. He wanted a copy, so I just printed a spare copy for him. But today I'm gonna show you those prints and the process I've been using to get those done in the best possible way. So this was my first try. This is a landscape piece of where I grew up, and I printed this facing like this on the print bed, and the layer lines showed very well between layers, and is looking a lot like height information on a map, but this is rather rough surface, so I was planning to sand this down, but sanding a PLA is quite difficult. But this was my first print, mostly to find out the best process to export the digital elevation map from my mapping software to a STL file, and I found out that I can use the software to directly save the DEM model as a STL. So after some digging around, it was quite easy, but the files are really big, and I found out that I'm limited to 2 GB of STL file export to be able to open it in Slasher. So that's something I've found out on the way. But this was my first print. Then I printed a bigger print. This is in the same area, but this one I sanded down and painted, and use some markers to mark out like rivers and some other features in the map. And these lines are borders between 2 farms, and there's actually a dispute about where the border is, and I'm working on that case because I used to own one of the farms, but now we sold it to another people, and we have to finalize the border. But this I wanted to try out to use some markers on the print, and I still have to find a good type of marker to work on the surface. This surface I sanded down and painted with a primer, and when using the markers on the primer it was working okay, but then I spray painted this with like a clear coat spray, and then the marker was fading by the spray paint, so it was just a test of what to use to create lines and color the print. But I still have to find out good color markers to use on the primer. But this model also was facing like this on the bed, and with the layer lines visible. You can see the layer lines, even though I sanded it down a lot, the layer lines are visible. Then I decided to print a new model, also from my farm area, but this one I printed lying on its side like this on the on the print bed, and this was printed in 0.1 millimeter. Actually, it was like this on the bed, and then I got a really high detail on the surface, and because the layer lines are not visible, it's just layer after layer on different sides of the print showing. So it is much more detailed than the print that was laying flat on the bed. So this was working quite well for me. It's a very high detail. You can see the houses and the trees, and these are trees that are planted, and here is a canyon. There's a canyon on the mountainside. So this was really nice to find a way to print really smooth surface. I haven't painted this one, but probably will at some point. And I printed this one, and this is the same area as in this print here, just a smaller portion of it. And this one I painted with acrylic paints and just pencils and paint brushes, and I'm in no way a good painter by any means, but it was quite a good time painting and finding out how to blend the colors and get the colors right. I was having an aerial image of the area to reference the colors in the vegetation and in the ground. And here at the top there are rocks and mud, and then there's vegetation, and these are trees, and there's a small forest here, and this is a big river and some islands in the river. So this was quite fun to paint. It was quite relaxing actually to do this. This is printed in pink PLA I had from Prusa, so it was no problem covering the colors. Then I just finished this big print. This is area called Eyjafjallajökull. It's a volcano that erupted several years ago and stopped all flights to Europe for several weeks. And it's a very famous volcano for everybody that was in Europe and trying to fly to Europe at this time. And this printed also on its side, and it was printed in 0.10 millimeters, so it's really detailed, and you can see the crevices in the glacier. The model is detailed down to 2 meters by point, so the crevices in the glacier are visible. And this is the area here where the eruption was, and it melted a big chunk of the glacier down here, and there was a massive flood going down here and into the area here and down to the sea. So I wanted to try this out, and actually I'm gonna paint this one, and I have a time lapse I'm gonna show you of the print for this, and I'm gonna paint this and show you when I'm done painting. So see you when the painting is done and the time lapse. now I painted the model. I'm not very good at painting, but I hope this will be okay. I try to blend in the colors as much as possible and have the glacier showing up where the crevices are from the volcano. This part here is a place where the volcano erupted and the lava flow went down here and with a flood, so it was down here in this area. And there's also some streams on the other side on here that are that I got painted blue, and I hope this will look okay. I'm quite happy with the result, at least. It is my second attempt to paint anything 3D printed, so I'm not by any means good at painting, so hopefully this will be working quite well. So now I'm gonna let the paint dry a bit more, and then I will finish up. I might spray it with a clear coat just to seal in the colors, because those are acrylic paint that is water soluble. It might be a good idea to spray over it, but I'll see when it dries tomorrow what I will do. So this is what I wanted to show you today, my landscape prints and some paint job on those, and hopefully it will give you some ideas on what's possible with 3D prints. It's not very functional parts, but it is quite relaxing to paint and do those landscape parts. So that's what I have for you today. So thank you very much, and see you next time.